Hello everyone. Namaskar. I am Assistant Professor Kaushik Inamdar. Currently, I am working as Assistant Professor and Head of Department in the KSD's Model College, Dombivli. I am in this academic field since last 5 years, you can say. I am also doing my PhD study, PhD research in the microbiology, especially in marine microbiology, which is our today's topic. Now let's share the PPT. Marine microbiology. So this is our today's topic. So many a times people find this term microbiology very difficult. Okay? When I meet people and I tell them that I teach microbiology, त्यांना खूप difficult term वाटते microbiology, but it's not that much difficult. Okay, it is. I tell you, it's very simple. Microbiology is everywhere. It is around us. Okay, we are using microbiology from years. Okay, आपले पूर्वज सुद्धा microbiology वापरत होते. हाऊ बघूया. सगळ्यांच्या घरी दही बनतं बरोबर. आपण सगळे दही बनवतो. आपले पूर्वज दही बनवायचे. बऱ्याच वर्षापासून दही, तूप, चीज यासारखे पदार्थ आपण बऱ्याच वर्षांपासून बनवतो. कसे बनतात हे? दही कसं बनतं? आपण दूध घेतो, दुधाला थोडंसं विरझण लावतो. म्हणजे आधीचं दही त्यात थोडंसं मिसळतो. काही तासातच आपल्याला दही तयार होतं. This is nothing but a miracle by microorganisms. This is microbiology. It is simple, it is around us. आपल्या आजूबाजूला बऱ्याच गोष्टींमध्ये मायक्रोबायोलॉजी आहे. बऱ्याच गोष्टी या मायक्रोबायोलॉजी पासून किंवा मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम्स पासून बनतात. सो व्हॉट इज मायक्रोबायोलॉजी? इट इज नथिंग बट अ स्टडी ऑफ microorganisms. Okay, now I think in this COVID situation or COVID pandemic, when we are surrounded, okay, by a nasty virus, which is nothing but, yes, a guess is right, it is coronavirus, okay, SARS-CoV-2. When we are surrounded by this virus, I think everyone knows what a microbe is. ओके, गेल्या वर्षभरापासून आपण बातम्यांमध्ये, न्यूजपेपरमध्ये रोज ऐकतोय, रोज वाचतोय की मायक्रोब्स काय आहेत, व्हायरस काय. बट इफ वी वॉन्ट टू डिफाईन देम, ओके, व्हॉट इज मायक्रोब, देन आय विल जस्ट से दॅट द ऑर्गॅनिझम विच इज इनविजिबल टू आवर नेकेड आईज, जे आपल्याला दिसत नाही. ओके, कोरोना व्हायरस आपल्याला दिसत नाही पण तो आहे. सो देर आर नंबर ऑफ मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम्स which are invisible to our naked eyes. Okay, that and the study of this microorganism is microbiology. So what it consists of, what microbes are. Okay, so this is a virus, याला आपण विषाणू म्हणतो. Then we have bacteria, जीवाणू. Number of we generally fall ill with number of bacterial infections. Then there is fungus. Okay, बुरशी. सो पावावर येते, ब्रेडवर येते, पोळीवर येते, किंवा आपण झाडावरती बुरशी बघतो. ओके, सो दिस इज फंगस. सो इन दिस पिक्चर यू कॅन सी a very famous fungi right now, that is black fungus. So right now in the, we can say, news, you can, this fungus is very famous, black fungus. कालच मी ऐकलं yellow fungus is also there. Okay, so yellow, black and white fungus. So there are number of colors in fungi also. Then this is algae, आपण शेवाळ म्हणतो. Okay, you will find this in pond, in river, in lake, and is in the ocean as well. Okay, शेवाळ. Then this is protozoa. The last microorganism is protozoa. So there are number of protozoa. You will find them in water, you will find them in number of areas. So they are also a very important organisms, microorganisms. Now, where we will find microorganisms? Okay, microbes are everywhere. Okay, some microbes, as in this picture you can see, some microbes cause diseases. Okay, bacteria cause disease, virus cause disease. So fungi also right now, you are watching, it is causing disease. So some of these microorganisms are infectious, they cause disease, but many, I am again repeating the word, many are non-hazardous or useful. They produce number of microbial products and which are very useful to us. Example, कोणते आहेत example? Cheese, okay, wine, beer and antibiotics. सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे penicillin. It is the most important antibiotic produced by Penicillium fungi. Okay, so they are important to us. Okay, and they are everywhere. I must say they are everywhere. Okay, now also lots of microorganisms are lying on this laptop. Okay, then on the screen of my laptop, on my body. And we can microorganisms are watching us this live session. So they are everywhere. They are in air, they are in soil, and they are in water. Okay, so microbes play a very important role in, that's why they are important. You must be surprised to know that there are some areas, there are some extreme areas where you will find microbes. In that area also you will find microbes, like hot springs. वज्रेश्वरीला आपल्या जवळच भिवंडीच्या पुढे वज्रेश्वरी म्हणून आहे. ओके, देयर हॉट स्प्रिंग्स फेमस आहेत तिकडचे. सो देयर ऑल्सो in last year we have conducted one research. Okay, so we found number of microbes, number of bacteria in that hot spring where the temperature is approximately 95-96 degree. Okay, so this is a miracle. Okay, you will find them in deep ocean, you will find them in chilled glaciers. Okay, so that's why the study of microbes, study of microbiology is very important. Okay, now let's move to our today's topic, that is marine environment. Now before going to marine microbiology or microorganisms, let's understand the geography of or the marine coastal life of India as well as the world. So as you all know that we can say 70% of earth is covered with oceans. Okay, as you can see in the picture also, 70%, it's not less, 70%. So approximately more than half or 3/4 of the world is covered with oceans. So that's make it an important area for search for new and important microorganisms. Okay, there are number of important microorganisms which you will find in the ocean, and many are undiscovered. See, what happened in last decades, humans have exploited resources from land, they have exploited resources from forests. Okay, आणि आता काही राहिलेलं नाहीये तिथे शोधण्यासारखं. So now we are moving, okay, to ocean. So we can say we are exploring ocean to find some important products, to find some important microbes, to find some important fishes which will help us, which will make our life better. Now when we talk about India, our country, so we are also blessed, okay, I can say blessed with 7,500 square kilometer coastal line, but it is lesser. Okay, this I'll say this is not, I want to point. Okay, we have, okay, again I'm repeating, we have 2 million square kilometer, 2 million square kilometer exclusive economic zone. Now what is exclusive economic zone? The economic, there is a zone, an area where a country has a right to use the resources. So we can go for fishing, we can extract oil. Okay, so all this exclusive economic zone is approximately 2 million square kilometers. So it is large, too large. Okay, so that's why we are blessed. And this area is rich in ecosystems. So which ecosystems? This. So we have mangroves. Okay, especially Mumbai and Thane. Okay, is blessed with mangrove, I can say. So मी डोंबिवलीला राहतो. डोंबिवलीवरनं जसं आपण मुंबईला जायला निघतो ट्रेननी, ओके, एस्पेशली व्हेन वी क्रॉस दिवा, देन जेव्हा आपण आजूबाजूला बघतो तेव्हा आपल्याला मॅनग्रुव्स दिसतात. येस, आता ते कमी होत आहे बाय कन्स्ट्रक्शन्स अँड बाय नंबर ऑफ रिझन्स. आय डोंट वॉन्ट टू गो इन दॅट, बट मॅनग्रुव्स कमी होत चाललेत, अँड इट इज अ सॅड थिंग बिकॉज दे प्रोटेक्ट अस. mangroves protect us, and that's why we have to protect them as well. So mangrove ecosystem is very important ecosystem. uh, then we have mud flats. तुम्ही या फोटोमध्ये बघताय फ्लेमिंगोज. दरवर्षी फ्लेमिंगो आपल्या इथे येतात, मुंबईमध्ये येतात. सो दिस इज द फोटो, आय थिंक फ्रॉम शिवडी. सो ते ते काय येतात नेहमी मुंबईलाच काय येतात, शिवडीलाच काय येतात? बिकॉज ऑफ मड फ्लॅट्स. ओके, जे मड फ्लॅट्स तयार झालेत मुंबईमध्ये, दे आर व्हेरी प्रोडक्टिव्ह. दे कंटेन नंबर ऑफ प्लॅन्क्टन्स, शैवाल असतात त्याच्यामध्ये, अँड दिस इज अ फूड फॉर दीज फ्लेमिंगोज. म्हणून ते नेहमी मुंबईला येतात. Then we have intertidal zones. Okay, we have we can say rocky shores. We have sea grasses. So all these ecosystems, these are the perfect place. These are the perfect place for microbes to grow, flourish, and to produce number of important microbial products. Okay. Now let's move to the marine microbiology. Let me change the slide. So in this, we can say session, I'm not going to discuss all the microorganisms because it is not possible in this limited time. But I'm going to focus on 4 or 5 microorganisms which are important in marine life, which are important to us as well. Okay, the most common microorganism which we see by our naked eyes is this. This is a seaweed. It is a macroalgae. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. Okay, so you can see green color, you can see brown color, you can see red color as well. So they are very beautiful. Okay, you can easily see them floating in the water. Okay, in the ocean also they are present, attached to the substratum. Okay, sometimes floating, sometimes attached to the substratum. They are multicellular algae. That's why they are visible. Okay, generally मी पहिले काय सांगितलं, मायक्रोऑर्गॅनिझम्स हे आपल्याला डोळ्याने दिसत नाही. Okay, but these microorganisms are multicellular, and that's why they are visible. So algae generally it is visible. Why they are important? Okay, why they are important? Because they provide shelter. They are the shelter, and we can say breeding centers for number of fishes and other microbial organisms. Now let's see this. This is a kelp forest. Okay, beautiful, right? This actually look like a forest. ओके, आपण जंगलात जातो तेव्हा कसं डेन्स फॉरेस्ट असतं. दिस इज अ ओशन फॉरेस्ट. नाउ व्हाय इट इज इम्पॉर्टंट? बिकॉज इट इज अ प्लेस, इट इज अ ब्रीडिंग प्लेस फॉर नंबर ऑफ microorganisms, number of microbial organisms like fishes, crabs, etc. Okay, that's why this kelp is nothing but a macroalgae. So that is why it is important. Now, when we talk about economic importance, or we can say productivity of this macroalgae or seaweed, then what is it? Let's see. Yes, superfood. So in last few years, we have inclined. Okay, so आपला कल कशाकडे वाढलाय की सुपरफूड किंवा ज्या फूड मध्ये विटॅमिन्स जास्त आहेत, ओके, प्रोटीन्स जास्त आहेत ते खाण्याकडे. So superfood, these seaweeds are, we can say, they are rich in vitamins, they are rich in proteins, okay, and number of bioactive compounds, and that's why they are the superfood. So this dish is just called as sushi. Okay, this dish, just a second. Yeah. Okay, so this dish is called sushi. It consists of, so it is wrapped in we can say a roasted seaweed called as nori. Okay, so generally it is consumed in Japan. It is a famous food in Japan. Then as you can see, alginate, or we can say China grass. Okay, so China grass, alginate, agar, we daily use them for production of number of products as a gelating, we can say jelly agent. Okay, in the preparation of pudding, jelly. Okay, so they are also extracted from seaweeds only. Okay, then as you can see in the picture, vitamin B12. So आता आपण बऱ्याचदा जेव्हा आपण कोविड चालू आहे, we are consuming lot of vitamin supplements. Okay, multivitamin tablets. So yeah, multivitamins, the sources of these vitamins nowadays are marine. Okay, so they are extracted from marine environment, especially microorganisms. So they are extracted from the seaweeds, algae, some microbes, some sea plants. Okay, so they act like a dietary supplement, and number of bioactive compounds they produce, like oils, secondary metabolites, they are also used in cosmetics. So as you can see in the photograph, they are used in the cosmetics, and mind it, they are very expensive. Okay, so these cosmetics containing marine products, okay, they are very important and very costly as well. Okay, now let's go to the first. Okay. Oh yeah, this picture, I think you must have seen this in, we can say, news or in photograph, or maybe you have experienced this in Mumbai or in Konkan, or there is a coast called as Gokarna Beach in Karnataka. So this is nothing but a beautiful bioluminescence. Okay, in the night you can easily see this in Mumbai in that we can say specific period. So generally sailors, so when we talk about sailors call it, उनका एक specific नाम है, sailors ने उनको दिया है, they call it as sea twinkle. So actually look like a twinkle. So these are sea twinkles. They are nothing but a microalgae. So from macroalgae now we are moving to microalgae. They are microalgae, they are phytoplanktons called Noctiluca. So these Noctiluca, a very beautiful phytoplankton. So they are bioluminescent phytoplankton. So they produce bioluminescence, beautiful bioluminescence in the night time. Okay. So let's see phytoplanktons. Phytoplanktons, we call it as microalgae. Okay. So from microalgae हमने अभी सीवीड बघितलं. सीवीड नंतर आपण आता येतोय मायक्रोअल्गे कडे. So often we call it as phytoplanktons because they contain, we can say, they are photosynthetic. They contain chlorophyll. As you can see in the picture, they are of number of shapes. Okay, and one thing is common in them: they are green. Why? Because they contain chlorophyll and number of such pigments which are responsible for photosynthesis. And जेवढा वर्ल्ड मध्ये photosynthesis होतो, almost half of the photosynthesis or more than half of the photosynthesis is carried out by the phytoplanktons. So that's why they are very important. Okay. So in this COVID period, again I am coming to the COVID. One problem we all fixed. Okay. न्यूज मध्ये याची चर्चा झाली, पेपरामध्ये याच्यावर चर्चा झाली. इट इज प्रॉब्लेम ऑफ ऑक्सिजन, lack of oxygen. Of course, it is a compressed oxygen which is, we can say, filled in the cylinder. But when you see around you in the environment, especially in Dombivli, in cities like Dombivli, uh, it is difficult to breathe, we can say, a pure air. Okay, the oxygen concentration is decreasing day by day because of the pollution, because of number of factories they are releasing their, we can say, contaminated wastes in the air. That's why the oxygen concentration is decreasing, and it is not, we can say, easy or possible to plant trees, number of trees in cities or towns. No, there is no space. So what is the solution? The, we can say, phytoplanktons. So phytoplanktons, as they are the, we can say, photosynthetic, and as you all know, oxygen is the byproduct of photosynthesis. So they produce a lot of oxygen, and that's why they are important in the environment. Okay. So if you see, they produce approximately 70% of oxygen. Okay, so approximately 3/4 of the oxygen. So जेवढा आपल्या वर्ल्ड मध्ये ऑक्सिजन प्रोड्यूस होतो, almost 3/4 of the oxygen is produced by the phytoplanktons. Okay, that's why they are important, that's why they are crucial. Okay, and that's why we have to save them. Okay. Let's come to phytoplanktons. Okay. The most, okay, the abundant, okay, the most abundant photosynthetic bacteria Now after phytoplanktons, we are moving to the bacteria. The most abundant photosynthetic bacteria, it is in the ocean. Okay, so you will not find it in the soil, in the air. It is in the ocean. Okay, and the name is Prochlorococcus. Now why it is important, why I have included this, okay, this bacteria into our session? Because it is the smallest, okay, again I'm repeating, it is the smallest known photosynthetic cyanobacter. Okay, Prochlorococcus जेव्हा आपण म्हणतो, it is a type of cyanobacteria. So cyanobacteria contain, so बाकीचे बॅक्टेरिया जे असतात, ओके, जेव्हा आपण ई कोलाय, साल्मोनेला किंवा असे बरेच बॅक्टेरिया जे म्हणतो, ओके, ट्युबरक्युलोसिस जो टीबी कॉजिंग बॅक्टेरिया, they are non photosynthetic. They do not contain pigment which can produce food or photosynthesis. But there are some bacteria, ओके, बाकीचे अल्गे वगैरे फोटोसिंथेसिस करतातच, बट बॅक्टेरिया मध्ये असा एकच बॅक्टेरिया आहे that can produce or that can undergo photosynthesis to produce its own food, that is cyanobacter. So one of the cyanobacter is Prochlorococcus. It is the smallest known microorganism which can produce photosynthesis. Okay, so many a times you will find this bacteria floating on the top layer of the ocean. So generally हे खाली जात नाही, समुद्राच्या खाली जात नाही. का जात नाही? Because they need sunlight to produce photosynthesis. जसं आपल्या वनस्पती असतात, okay, plants need sunlight and then they produce their food. Same way, okay, these microorganisms are also producing the food, okay, by the sunlight. So generally you will find them floating or on the top layer of the ocean. So किती असतात हे? Okay, you will be amazed. Okay, a drop of ocean किती असेल drop of ocean? Hardly 1 ml. Okay, a drop of ocean consists of 20,000 Prochlorococcus. Okay, so if you observe a drop of ocean under microscope, you will find, if you count them, you will find 20,000 of Prochlorococcus along with other microorganisms. Okay, so if you observe a drop of water, okay, under microscope, you will find number. You actually, it's a आपल्याला बऱ्याच प्रकारचे microbes दिसतात. Okay, moving here and there. Some are eating the other microorganisms. You will find viruses, you will find protozoa, you will find zooplanktons, you will find phytoplanktons. Okay, so community of microorganisms you will see in a drop of water. So in that drop, you will find 20,000 Prochlorococcus. Okay, this number is very huge, I must say. Okay, so generally this Prochlorococcus is important. Okay, and it is discovered in 1980. So जरा उशिराच डिस्कवरी झाली असं म्हणता येईल. It is discovered in 1980. And why researchers ना हे का important वाटलं? The reason is they contain 80,000 genes. Okay, 80,000 genes, which is approximately 4 times the human beings. Okay, we have 20,000. So they contain 80,000 genes. And अजून एक इम्पॉर्टंट गोष्ट सांगतो की जेव्हा मी आता सांगितलं की ते जनरली वरतीच असतात, टॉप लेअर मध्ये असतात, बट व्हेन दे गो डाऊन, ओके, गो डीप इन द ओशन, so generally at night time they go deep. Okay, so the gene number increases. Okay, so this is a very characteristic feature of Prochlorococcus. So generally if you want to count, okay, एकाने एक estimate केलं होतं की how many Prochlorococcus can be there in entire world, in entire ocean. So approximately we can say 10 raised to 23 times. Okay, so this is a very huge number, 10 raised to 23 times. And if we count the weight, okay, so it is twice the weight of human beings. Okay, so these Prochlorococcus very very important. And generally half of the chlorophyll, so जेवढा world मध्ये chlorophyll आहे, okay, half of the chlorophyll is present in the Prochlorococcus. Okay, that's why I have included this microorganism in PPT in today's session, because they are very very important producers, okay, of ocean, okay, consumers of carbon dioxide, and they release large amount of oxygen. That's why they are important. Let's go to the next microorganism, which is again the most abundant microorganism on the earth. the most abundant microorganism, it is a SAR11. बऱ्याच जणांना हा मायक्रोब माहित नसेल कदाचित. Okay, SAR11, it is a pelagibacter. So there are number of types of bacteria. Okay, so one of the type is pelagibacter. So generally you will find pelagibacter in ocean. Okay, so SAR11 is one of them. It is most abundant microbes on the earth. Okay, they will not so if we compare SAR11 with Prochlorococcus or other cyanobacteria, they are not into production. Okay, they do not produce we can say number of products or useful products, but they act like scavengers. Okay, scavengers in the ocean. So they degrade a number of things, they eat a number of things, and so on. Okay, now after these, we'll go to, after we can say talking about good bacteria or good microorganisms, let's talk about bad one. Okay, villains are also important. So let's talk about bad one. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Now this is the killer microbe in the ocean. Okay, this pathogen, okay, this bacteria, it can cause havoc in marine life. Okay, it affects number of fishes, number of, we can say, shells, and as well as it affects us also. So the bacteria, it is very famous, it is Vibrio. Okay, so in human beings it causes cholera, Vibrio cholerae causing cholera. So in ocean life it affects number of fishes. So as you can see in the picture, okay, there are red lesions on the gills and on the body of the fish. Okay, so generally it affects fishes. So this is one of the main reason why fishes are decreasing. Okay, some specific species of fishes are decreasing in the ocean. There are number of reasons: global warming, pollution, and so on. But one of the reason is Vibrio. Vibrio infection is very prominent. Okay, in, we can say, if you take 3 fishes, one will, one surely will have we can say Vibrio infection, especially in the contaminated oceans. So if you go to Indian Ocean, म्हणजे समजा आपण आता जुहू बीच वर गेलो, okay, and generally what is the problem with the coastal line of India or Mumbai? It is contaminated. It is contaminated with number of, we can say, coliforms. Coliforms म्हणजे ई कोलाय, जे आपल्या पोटाला किंवा जे इन्फेक्शन कॉझिंग बॅक्टेरिया आहेत. Okay, so it is, this area, the coastal line is polluted with number of microbes. Okay, and one of the microbe is Vibrio. So when you go to the deep ocean, okay, you will not find we can say Vibrio more, but in the coast you will find Vibrio. And that is the main reason जे सेलर्स आहेत जेव्हा ते मासे पकडायला जातात, in recent, in last few years, there is a drop, sudden drop in fish count. The main reason is Vibrio. Now after this, we'll see some marine products, marine microbial products. आपल्या पुराणामध्ये आपण एक गोष्ट ऐकतो किंवा एक घटना ऐकतो. ती घटना कोणती आहे? ती घटना आहे समुद्र मंथन. ओके, समुद्र मंथन सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे की जेव्हा देवांमध्ये आणि असुरांमध्ये त्या ते युद्ध झालं, तेव्हा समुद्र मंथन केलं गेलं आणि त्यातनं बऱ्याच गोष्टी बाहेर आल्या. तर समुद्र हा त्यावेळीही इम्पॉर्टंट होता, आजही तो इतकाच इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. ओके, बिकॉज मरीन environment or oceans are very productive. Okay, they contain number of products, they produce number of products which are important to us, which are important to other animals, which are important to environment as well. So some of these products are here in this picture. So it generally microorganisms which are present in the ocean. It can be bacteria, it can be algae, it can be phytoplankton, it can be say some fungi also. They produce some bioactive compounds. So these bioactive compounds are mainly secondary metabolites, antibiotics. Okay, so number of antibiotics nowadays are extracted from marine microorganisms. Then probiotics, आपण सध्या प्रोबायोटिक्सचा जमाना आहे. ओके, After every infection, doctor will prescribe you probiotic. So these probiotics also are extracted. Number of probiotics are extracted, or microbes which are responsible for these probiotic drugs, they are present in the ocean. Proteins, peptides, pigments. Yes, number of pigments are produced. So there are number of pigmented microbes. Okay, so if you just take small amount of water and streak them on the plate, you will find number of pigmented microorganisms. So these pigmented microorganisms produce number of pigments. One of such pigment is phycoerythrin. It is present in red alga. So आपण मगाशी slide मध्ये बघितलं red seaweed. So this red seaweed produce a pigment called as phycoerythrin, a very important pigment. It is used in treatment. It is used in industry. It is used as a tag, molecular tag. Okay, so very important pigment. Then PUFA, polyunsaturated fatty acids. So in last few years, the importance of PUFA, you all know. So PUFA is also produced from marine microbes. Carbohydrates, मगाशीच मी सांगितलं, alginate, agar, जो आपण जेली बनवायला वापरतो, पुडिंग्स बनवायला वापरतो. Okay, so this is also extracted from marine environment or marine microbes only. So these are marine microbial products. Now let's go to the threat to the marine life. Okay, so threat, as we all know, it is global warming. So recently we have seen in the news, I think 3-4 दिवसापूर्वीचीच गोष्ट आहे, we have seen in the news the world's largest iceberg broke off in Antarctica. ओके, न्यूज मध्ये ते एकदम शेवटी दाखवलं होतं, त्याला काही इम्पॉर्टन्स दिलेला नव्हता. बट दिस incident is very, very important. Okay, because icebergs are melting in last few years. Sea level is increasing. Okay, day by day. मध्येच कोणीतरी सांगितलं की काही वर्षांनी मुंबई पण पाण्याखाली जाईल, होऊ शकतं. ओके, असंच ग्लोबल वॉर्मिंग इन्क्रीज होत राहिलं तर तेही होऊ शकतं. सो इट इज, वी कॅन से hazardous to marine ecosystem as well. Okay, so why and how? Because when the ocean temperature rises, टेम्परेचर म्हणजे असं खूप वाढत नाही की 10 डिग्री 15 डिग्री एवढं वाढत नाही, बट स्लाइट इंक्रीज 0.1 डिग्री सेल्सियस 0.2 डिग्री सेल्सियस rise also is harmful to the marine world. Okay, why? Because it will fasten the growth of bacteria, unwanted bacteria. जसं मी सांगितलं Vibrio, okay, E. coli, okay, they generally favor a high temperature or warm environment. So their growth increases when there is warm environment, warm. Okay, but the phytoplankton level decreases. So the main producers, the important microbes in the ocean are phytoplanktons, algae. They get affected because of the sudden or slight increase in the temperature. So जेव्हा फायटोप्लॅन्क्टन्स कमी होतात तेव्हा काय होतं की जे ते कार्बन डायऑक्साईड शोषतायत, कार्बन डायऑक्साईड ऍब्झॉर्ब करतायत आणि ऑक्सिजन प्रोड्यूस करतायत, ती कपॅसिटी कमी होते. ओके, अँड दॅट लीड टू कार्बन डायऑक्साईड कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन, दॅट लीड टू इन्क्रीज इन कार्बन डायऑक्साईड कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन इन द वॉटर, इन द ओशन वॉटर. आणि त्या फेनॉमिनलला म्हणतात ओशन ऍसिडिफिकेशन. So this is one of the, we can say, major issue nowadays. Okay, the world is facing. Okay, that is ocean acidification, and this ocean acidification harm everyone. Okay, it harm fishes, then other marine organisms as well as microorganisms. Okay, so the phytoplankton level suddenly decreased when ocean acidification take place. Okay, so this is an alarming bell for all of us, that we have to reduce this ocean acidification, we have to reduce this global warming. Okay, because if we continue to do this, okay, if we continue to release the greenhouse gases, and if the global warming increases in coming years, okay, then we can say it will be difficult for us to stop, we can say, this death of phytoplanktons and increase the temperature of sea, and we can say ocean acidification, and that will be something coming to us, because carbon dioxide level will increase, oxygen production will decrease. Okay, so काही वर्षांनी आपल्यालाही सिलेंडर घेऊन, ऑक्सिजन सिलेंडर घेऊन फिरायला लागेल इकडे तिकडे. So it is an alarming bell. The next problem, which is I think one of the important, that is plastic and pollution. So when you go, we can say for a picnic, आपण जनरली पिकनिकला जातो. समजा तुम्ही गेलात गोव्याला किंवा मुंबईला गेलात समजा, ओके, जुहू बीच, बीच, गिरगाव चौपाटी, ओके, काय करतो आपण तिकडे जे फेरीवाले असतात त्यांच्याकडनं खातो, ओके, तोच कचरा आपण समुद्रात टाकून देतो, पाण्यात टाकून देतो. ओके, जनरली इट कन्सिस्ट ऑफ प्लास्टिक. Okay, so this plastic pollution is very harmful. It is very harmful. See, it is recognized that marine plastic pollution threatens fishes, marine life, marine mammals, birds, but it harms marine microorganisms as well, especially these phytoplanktons, which we have studied, which we have watched just now, because they are photosynthetic, they are very delicate. Okay, other organisms, compared to other organisms, they are very delicate, and that's why this plastic harms them. प्लास्टिक मधनं जे केमिकल्स बाहेर पडतात पाण्यामध्ये गेल्यानंतर, ओके, these chemicals, they affect these microorganisms, especially phytoplanktons. So we have to stop the pollution. We have to we can say stop the use of plastic, unwanted use of plastic, and let's save this world saving creatures, I will say. Okay, these are world saving creatures. They are producing a lot of oxygen, they are trapping the carbon dioxide, okay, they are producing a lot of we can say carbon for us. So we have to protect them, and in coming years it has to be our main goal, main aim. Okay, so with this I think we'll stop here. So I say thank you. I sincerely want to say thanks to you can say Paryavaran Dakshata Mancha for inviting me.